in lane number 1, Virginia in lane number 2, Sacramento State in lane 3, and lane 4 will be UC Davis, and in lane number 5, Kansas State University.
And we're back at the start, and we are ready for the next race, as these referees have done a tremendous job all morning with the false starts, keeping us on schedule. We are 6 minutes behind, but ready to start this race. We have the alignment. We are waiting for one boat to get its point. We pulled the crews, and this absolutely still water up here. We expect the starter to raise her red flag and start this race momentarily.
Attention! Go!
There we go, and we do, in fact, have the start of the Women's Collegiate Junior Varsity Jackie Ann Stitt Hungness Trophy. All boats away from the stake boats. At the 100-meter mark, your early leader is Virginia at 42, striking side by side with USC. Those two boats have a half-seat advantage over Sacramento State, which maintains a seat advantage over UC Davis and Kansas State. Approaching the 250-meter mark, boats are settling down into the race cadence, and it is still, it is University of San Diego. Sorry, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. USC is now 1 seat up on Virginia. Virginia is 4 seats up on Sac State, which is level with UC Davis. K-State is 2 seats down. USC has punched out 1 more seat at this early lead, 1 seat over Virginia. USC striking at 35.5 strokes per minute, very comfortably, as both these boats, Virginia and USC, are eking their way out over Sacramento State, UC Davis, and K-State. At the 500-meter mark, first across is the University of Southern California, followed 3 seats back by Virginia. And here comes UC Davis and Sac State, K-State, all within 2 seats of each other as across the 500. So at the 600-meter mark, and a big push now by USC, is now taking 5 seats over Virginia. Virginia is bow to tiller over Sac State, which is level with UC Davis. Both those crews entertain 4 seats over K-State. That's your call at the 600-meter mark.
This is event number 16. It is the Women's Collegiate JV. It's the first heat in this particular group of rowers here, and we will have 3 overall, so that means that the first 2 will be moving forward. Our current leader is USC in lane number 1. Virginia is in lane number 2 in 2nd position. In lane number 3, Sacramento State pulling in 3rd position. In lane 4 is UC Davis, and trailing is Kansas State University, the crew out of Manhattan, Kansas. So right now it is lane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the situation for their positions right now, as they have settled into their mid-course routine of around 32 to 36, somewhere in there. And currently at 34 is USC. USC on the lead along the shoreline. And from the very get-go, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in lanes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulling up a little bit on the outside of our leader is Virginia. Our leader is USC. Virginia closing down the gap a little bit as they kicked it in at around 1,000 meters into our race, but still we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right across the lane line. Although Virginia is not going away, USC trying to hang on as they move along our shoreline lane. This is the first heat of 3. 2 will move forward, 2 to the petite final, and 1 will go to the 3rd tier. Virginia is certainly not going away. USC got off to an excellent start, and Virginia has been right with them stroke for stroke. So it'll probably come down to who has the most at the end if they choose to battle it out. As a lot of times in these preliminary heats, once you're in that 1 or 2 position, you'd rather not break yourself down and not be ready for the next time out. So we do now have some open water. Back to Davis moving into the 4th position. Check that, the 3rd position, and trailing is Sacramento State, and on the outside Kansas. On the lead and beginning to open up water to their trailing boats are USC along the shoreline, Virginia staying with them stroke for stroke in lane number 2. Then we have open water and a fairly decent boat race in the backside of this crew as Sac State has moved up on Davis, and they're getting into a little bit of argument with now Kansas State trailing on the outside. It looks like Virginia has gotten up on USC, but they are nose to nose as they move down inside 500 meters to go. SC is on the near side, and Virginia is on their outside shoulder, going stroke for stroke on it, open water, back to Sacramento State, Davis, and Kansas State trailing. SC is on the move and fighting it out, trying to hold Virginia off. Virginia made a little bit of a move just inside 1,000 meters to go in this race, but the Trojans have had the ability to hold them off to this point. We might get into one heck of a race at the back of the pack because it'll be between 2 of these 3 boats moving forward to the petite final. Right now, it'll be interesting to see if SC and Virginia choose to really fight it out here, as both apparently will be moving forward. This is Southern Cal on the shoreline with Virginia outside, and Virginia just is refusing to go away. We are here to stay, they say, as Southern Cal is moving along, and it looks like it is Virginia and Southern Cal bow marker to bow marker. So apparently they've decided to fight this thing out. Coming into that 3rd position is Sacramento State, followed by Davis and Kansas State. It is Southern Cal fighting off Virginia along the sideline. It is Southern Cal on the shoreline side, followed by Virginia inside, and it looks like they are still bow marker to bow marker. It is Virginia slightly ahead as they come to the finish line. Virginia and Southern Cal will check it. It is Virginia catching them right at the end. Southern Cal will finish in that 2nd spot. This is unofficial, of course. In the 3rd position, Sacramento State did get themselves up into that 3rd position, and Cal Davis held off Kansas State for the 4th spot. Those 2 moving forward to the petite, with Kansas State coming in to represent their university in the 3rd tier. One of our closest finishes coming up here, as USC had it all the way down, and Virginia just would not go away. And as it turned out right at the finish line, as you can see, about a half bow length, it was Virginia getting up and catching USC. So our unofficial results for the Women's Collegiate JV-A, first 2 moving forward to the grand final. Virginia by a half bow length over Southern California, followed by Sacramento State, UC Davis, and Kansas State University.
All right, we're back at the start of the 2nd of 3 heats of the Women's Collegiate JV event. We have an alignment. The